Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gamer Guardians podcast. I'm your host, Danny Martinez, the Drunken Guardian. This is episode 83 of the podcast. And today we got our usual guys, Boneless Bones, Kevin,
What's going on, guys? Boneless Bones back at it again.
Danny, the Sober Guardian,
Indeed.
and Randy, the Ragnarok.
Oh,
And I'm pretty sure they're all literally playing Elden Ring at the same time right now.
no, I mean, actually, I can.
You can.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do have the chance to,
I
but
don't
I don't
have
think I
I don't
should.
have the luxury to do that. So you
Neither do
guys,
I.
I
you got,
feel like if
yeah,
I would probably be
you're gonna do
really
it
quiet if
anyways.
I did that.
Yeah,
bro, imagine play Elden Ring on a hitbox. I could hear every movement.
it's just that game is so fucking good, man. And I've been having such a
So
blast with
addicting.
everybody playing together, huh?
It's so addicting. It's
Yeah,
like
it is.
beyond addicting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so far I've
mean,
only played with Kevin.
yeah. So we talked last episode about Randy joining us. We finally convinced him, and Randy did get the game. He's been
I
playing it for a while. So
got
what are your
it.
impressions?
When did I get it? Saturday? Sunday?
Yeah, sounds about right.
No, Saturday I was working. I think it was Sunday that I got
Uh-huh.
it. That I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. It's a really good fucking game.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it a lot more than any of the Souls games.
Really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Because
remember
I
my
don't know, like
remember
they've
my argument was that it was pretty much it's just a Souls game,
no, I
open
know that it
world.
is a Souls game, but the thing is that
Uh,
I guess it's the genuine open world thing, like because I got to explore so much in such like a big span. Because it's not like, oh, in order to get to like this next area, you have to do this weird fucking skip or like go through this very linear area to go to the next one. Here, it's you could run along the border or something and then still end up God knows where the fuck. They even have little items that could that you examine them and they teleport you to God knows wherever.
Mm-hmm.
So then like you kind of get forced to explore. Like what is it? I was in the swamp that Patches was in by some ruins,
Mm-hmm.
and
mhm.
in the middle of it, I avoided this human centipede thing that like killed me for like one time. And then when I
Mm-hmm.
saw that there was like a teleporter, I was like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna take it. And then it took me to what the fuck was it?
Mm-hmm.
Some fucking gate town, whatever. I forgot what the hell it was called. Academy Gate or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it starts you off like at the very yeah, because you need the glintstone key to get into the area. But because I didn't have that, I just went down like the opposite path.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, it took me to this whole different fucking portion of the map that I knew I probably wasn't gonna be able to get to because of some of the mobs would like kick my ass.
Mm-hmm.
But I got through that, went to find some other little bonfires, and I found another teleporter, and I ended up in that top corner that I showed you the picture of when I
Mm-hmm.
sent it in the group chat of
Mhm.
like how
Yeah.
big is this fucking map, and I
Mhm.
was like, holy shit, like there's so much that
It's
you
like
can do
nothing.
that. Yeah, no, I know it's nothing,
Yeah.
but it's I like the fact that you're not kind of bound to go through one area to go to another, and then to get to the third area, you have to keep on going
Right.
to this. It's just everything is available right away. You could get brick walled, and I definitely did get brick walled because I didn't fight Godric for quite a while.
Yeah, that's how
And
most were. Because when the game first started, they were there was articles everywhere saying only about 50% of the people playing Elden Ring had even gotten past Godric.
My ADD, what was passed after the first two bosses. I beat Godric pretty quickly
Mm-hmm.
because I got the. I mean, I did go and I leveled up a little bit to get like some runestones and some tears and stuff like that. I ran
Mm-hmm.
around the area to look at shit. But then I was able to kill Godfrey because I had the summon wolves at level 3 by that point.
Mhm.
Level 3.
Yeah, because
I know.
usually this is one cave we get you 1, 2, and 3 inside the same cave, and
Okay.
enemies you can't fight them. But I know that you can just get those fucking things from pretty close. So I got that, ran. I was able to kill Godfrey pretty quickly, and then do the second temple library place where Randy's talking about where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And once I did those two, I got really fucking what do you call it, brick walled, where I just like completely forgot what I was supposed to be doing or where I was supposed to be going, and just went everywhere
Yeah,
because
Whoa.
it's
yeah.
just
And
so
now it's to the point where we're flying through everything because it's easy. Except every now and then we'll hit a boss that's like wouldn't say difficult, but just takes getting like
yeah.
a strategy down or a pattern down or whatever. Because like me and Danny are high leveled, but like we'll still have some trouble, but not like to that point where like everybody's pissed off or that it feels unbeatable. Like
No.
it's
Mhm.
just a matter of just getting it just right.
I mean,
Yeah.
there were some bosses I did, because again, I beat the game, so like
Well, yeah,
I haven't got.
you fucking shoot from a mile away, like just shoot
Yeah,
everything a mile away.
but as a thing, like, yes, it's easy to do that when you're aggroing them, but when I'm by myself, I can't do that
Yeah,
strategy at all.
yeah.
My strategy is mostly using other spells. I have a completely different setup when I do it by myself because there's no way to do that. Even the summons I use, I can't use the mimic because the mimic for me is weak because he'll use the wrong spells for no reason. He'll use a stupid spell for no reason.
Yeah.
A guy right in front of him and he uses the fucking one that
That
busts
takes
off.
the most amount of time to
Like,
start.
why would you do that? So I don't use the mimic. I use a different one that that slash that you do, Danny, that from afar.
With
Like,
the with the blood dagger.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he has something like that, and it automatically does like 15% of the health every time he hits
Mm,
them with it. So no matter what the health is, it hits them for 50% of the health. So
hmm.
that's really useful. So that's what I use most of the time for all the boss because that's super cheesy.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
times where I can just literally run away and you keep running and dodging it, and he'll keep shooting. He doesn't do it constantly, which I wish he would, but he still does it enough where I can, that's my little strategies on a lot of
Hmm.
the bigger bosses.
Well, so if anybody is interested, follow our Twitch. Obviously people will probably join us in chat and stuff like that, but join us in Twitch like for streaming the game because we've been streaming the game pretty often too. So we're gonna play right after this show as well, and we'll just play together. So we'll help each other out and stuff, and join us with that as well if you're interested in watching some more gameplay, especially more end game ish content. Not necessarily
Yeah.
the ending, just end game content stuff. So moving on to the news, which is almost non-existent. So there was some little tidbits of things to talk about, not much of anything. So our main topic today, what we'll talk about at the end of the show, is what was the longest time you've spent playing a game nonstop? Just a long stretch of time playing a game.
80
And
hours.
I'm sure we all got our stories. So, but the first thing we'll talk about first is Konami is in the news recently. Konami, they pretty much renewed the trademark licensing for Silent Hill, which
Nice,
was pretty
nice.
cool. So that's got people excited with the possibility of a new Silent Hill franchise coming out, like whether it be a remake or just a continuation or whatever it may be. We talked about it before on the show, how we feel about a Silent Hill like restart or remake or anything like that. But we can talk about it again if you guys have any thoughts on it. But I mean, for me personally, I'm excited over it. I would like the old school dark mysterious style that Silent Hill was back then, not just like gory horror or cheap like jump scares and shit like that. So what do you guys think of that?
I'm
Uh,
excited for it. Oh, you
I
guys
was
go
about,
first.
I'll go first. I've never
Mhm.
played Silent Hill. Next person. Never. I've never played it.
So,
I'm.
but oh yeah, I mean I know how you are with the scary games, but you still wouldn't you give it a
Oh.
try if they did a
No,
remake?
I would give it a try, but I'll feel like disconnected and like because I don't know the series as well. Like I know Resident Evil well enough.
That's the beauty of a remake though, is you can start fresh with it if it's a
You
remake.
you can, but then what if like the remake is shit? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I enjoy the game because I have my shit taste too.
But that's
I don't want
okay. That's your opinion.
no
That's you
no
enjoy the game and that's it.
that that's definitely true. The only thing is that I'm a little bit concerned of remakes because we're getting so many of them, and like
Yeah.
I there's they all can't be bangers. You know what I mean? They all can't be gems. So I'm just hoping that it's good. Like it plays well. It functions well. It follows the story as well as possible. I just don't want it to be bad. I don't want a bad remake.
Mhm.
It's hard to make a bad remake, but it is also very easy.
Especially when you can do all the things that I'm sure all those developers wanted to do when the original game
Exactly.
came out.
Yeah,
So like they
and
can
you
do more with it.
and now it's just gonna look more pretty.
Yeah.
So you get what you want.
Yeah. Danny, what are you gonna say now?
No, I'm kind of excited for it. Bringing it back to the old. not action based fucking Silent Hill game like part 4, 3, and 4 were, whatever that was, but more the jump scare and you're very limited utilities and stuff that you have. So I'm excited for it, see what they do, and I think they can become like a lot creepier now, and you know,
Oh
just
shit!
feel of it. So I might not play it because I might be too sick of shit, but it's still fun.
I got you, man. I'll play it for you. I've never played the game. Getting lost for 18 hours.
And
But oh, go ahead.
no, I was
Sorry,
gonna say
sorry.
call out Randy if he had any thoughts.
As long as it's not a Western developed Silent Hill, it should be okay.
Yeah, I hope not.
Because
That's true
the
too.
Western ones are the ones that really fucked it up.
I mean, so you think? I mean, I guess it's gonna give a good point because Konami could kind of outsource the game
Yeah,
to somebody else.
because 1 through 4 were good. What I do want them to keep for sure is what the fuck is it? Durability, weapon
Ooh.
durability.
Oh
You
yeah,
want
yeah,
them to
yeah.
bring that back?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what made it scary too. Because can you imagine having a giant fuck off katana in Silent Hill? Or
It
Well, they
what
had
was
was.
something
it?
like
It
that.
was in
There
Silent
was.
Hill. In the first Silent Hill, it was
Yeah.
a secret
Yeah,
weapon.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but okay, no, secret weapons are fun, but I mean, like, if you just find a random fucking one just dropped out of nowhere from an enemy, and then it's like, okay, cool,
Infinite
that's the end.
durability.
Yeah, it's like the
Well,
lightsaber in 3, like
yeah. I mean,
shit that
but
you have
those
to.
are. But those
If
are.
you have to
Yeah.
unlock it and acquire it through like playing the game, yeah, that's fine.
Then
But
that would be
a iron
unbreakable.
pipe, yeah, that's okay because you
Uh,
at least have to beat the game. Like, Dead Space, the finger cannon, the foam finger.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta beat the game on fucking hardcore in order to get that. So
Oh.
that's neat. I'll give it unlimited ammo, do whatever the fuck you want with it. You beat the game at its hardest, that's fine. But
Mhm.
for an iron pipe or like a lead pipe or whatever the fuck, a golf club to be able to swing it for infinite amount of fucking times and it not to break while you're banging it on Pyramid Head's fucking like skull. That's a little too much. You know what I mean? Like
uh,
you're playing it on easy, normal. If you got like the holy butt plug that could kill something from beating it on fucking like hardcore plus, then sure, that's totally fucking
The
fine.
holy butt
But let's
plug.
just
The
yes,
holy butt plug.
but let's
Only
just
one.
let's keep it for you know for like the main game.
I mean, you already know how I feel about. We had this in the last episode. We
Yeah,
talked about durability, and I'm not for it at all. But it does make sense.
because
It
the
adds
the
more.
Western
It
TV,
adds more
the Western
attention
TVs,
to it.
the Western Silent Hills, they had it with like fucking unlimited inventory space, so you could
Hmm.
keep like fucking wrenches and shotguns and hammers and fucking
A
giant
plug.
fucking sledgehammers in your pockets.
Wouldn't
Like
actually
how is
wouldn't
it?
that be cool if they did a more survivalish style to
Yeah, like
Silent
limited
Hill?
inventory space. Fuck yeah, that'd
Limited
be awesome.
inventory, you gotta like rest or eat or drink or like you have to
Or
craft your shit.
Blink
Kind
with
of
the
like
fucking SCP games.
like SCP. um because I was thinking like Jesus The Last of Us. How like you have to kind of like sit there and you gotta put together stuff, you gotta craft things like
Yeah, and those weapons
your
have durability on it,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
melee weapons. They have
Yeah.
limited uses. Because I mean,
Yeah,
you're gonna be
and
bludgeoning someone with a fucking a wooden bat that's already kind of rotten. That's probably gonna snap at some point.
a
Yeah.
game like that that's already it's already based around realism. You know,
Mhm.
like
It makes
it
sense.
kind of it makes sense. You know, if it was a fantasy game with magic swords and all this bullshit, no, no, it's not
Magic
for me.
sword.
But in a game like that where the whole game is based off a radio, it's how they find you and shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think it makes more sense in a game like that versus
Yeah.
a regular MMO game. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
it does make sense, and it would be fun. Again, it's a whole big part of the making the game good again, and making it back to where it was because that was the beauty of those songs that they were.
Make Silent Hill great
solid
again.
game.
Make Silent
Yeah,
Hill.
Yeah,
put that on a hat.
they weren't this giant fucking action based fucking games, like the big shoot 'em up and you have to kill the boss type of thing. Like that's not the point.
I
Mhm.
don't want to walk in a room and fight a boss. To be honest.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
why. I don't know. See, fucking so much Elden Ring and Dark Souls in my head. I'm just picturing the main character in Silent Hill walking through a fog, and then just you see a health bar just, just,
I need a ball.
and then oh,
Oh, speaking of health bar, I killed the tree sentinel, the
oh,
golden guy on the horse.
in
Yeah,
the beginning or the one further down, like the
Yeah,
There's
other
another one
ones.
further down.
There's a
there's a
couple.
shitload. There's a shitload.
Oh, I'll be the
You
first
get
one.
you can
Okay.
get the armor.
Shit.
You can
Yeah.
I got the weapon. That's all I got.
yeah.
Well, what is it? Yeah, I'm interested. If it's a Japanese Silent Hill game, perfect. If it's a Western one, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to like
I
really
agree.
not be into that one, because they even did a whole retcon with Origins, where it was something totally fucking different. That like Silent Hill wasn't a sentient being, but it was like more cult based, I think, or some shit.
Yes. It was
Yeah,
like more around witchcraft and
yeah. They
demon
tried
worshipping and
to
stuff.
make the big evil more human or mundane, I guess, and that took away from the fear. Because
Mhm.
then at that point, then Silent Hill isn't a sentient thing that
That's an
makes
idea.
it your own purgatory. Instead, it's just people dicking around just to be assholes and be like, "Hey, yo, what if we just like
You're saying
prank someone by
you're
like
saying it's a
making them
4chan?
afraid?"
4chan, like
Yeah, no,
I
yeah. Essentially, they just made Silent Hill the 4chan.
I feel like they did that because they wanted to be more in line with what the movie did, because that came out
But the
right
movie
after the
fucking
movie.
sucked.
I liked the movie. I didn't like the story so much. I wasn't crazy about the story, but it was very well done. Like the atmosphere was done. The characters were done well. Obviously, switching from a male to a female, which is perfectly fine. But I think they did everything right. I think obviously Silent Hill was very mysterious and ambiguous and open to interpretation, and they didn't want that in a movie, and it's very hard to do that in a movie sometimes. So I guess they kind of just did the
But I
cop
mean,
out. They did the
the
cop out and
games are
just be
kind of
like,
like movies themselves.
no, yeah. Well,
Silent
I
Hill
mean, if
2
that
plays
was
very much like a movie.
if that was the case, they would never make a movie based off a game. But I'm just saying that like they wanted to translate it into something that made more sense for people, especially that never played the games before. And I think yes, I agree with you. Like I think they screwed up on that part, like the story aspect of it, because they made it more cult based and religion based
Mhm.
and this weird trauma. So it separated the two girls, and that was just weird.
Nah. Because in 2, everyone's kind of oblivious to what's going on to James because they're in their own purgatory. That's why when James talks to the little girl and it's like, "Hey, you should go somewhere safe. There's monsters." She's like, "What monsters? Like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, also in terms of their licensing, Gradius, hello.
They did a license. They relicensed that too.
Yeah,
They did. Okay.
nice.
yeah.
I wonder if
They
they'll go old
got
school with that stuff, or they'll do it more like Einhander type of style. You know
That'd
what
be
I
so
mean?
beautiful.
That'd be nice.
Or maybe they feed into Parodius.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Parodius is a claymation side-scrolling shooter that it's
Uh,
supposed to be a parody of Gradius.
ah,
It was an actual game, but it's yeah,
okay,
Parodius.
okay.
Herodias.
All right. So that's it for the Silent Hill stuff. Up next, we are going to talk about what we talked about last week, actually. Um,
Elden Ring.
no, a lot more
More
Elden
Elden
Ring.
Ring.
More Elden Ring.
Weapon durability.
No,
Weapon.
it was pretty much oh shit, what is this?
Only pets.
It was
I don't
pretty
mean to cut you off
much
on this one,
huh?
but I am glad about like the lack of durability in Elden Ring. I will admit
Oh
that
yeah, and I told
because
you, games
there
like
are
that you don't
so
need it.
many fucking no. You know how in Dark Souls everyone puts secret passage ahead in front of walls?
Mhm.
Yeah,
That shit would wear down your fucking sword.
I agree.
And I see so
Because
many
that
fucking
was
of those messages, and I'm like, fuck you
it's a
guys.
lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and he
Yeah.
doesn't get the liar ahead and shit like
Yeah.
that right away. But it's a lot
No,
of the fucking.
so we had talked about that game that they showed on state of the Sony State of Play. That
What
Dino
that?
Crisis ripoff. You know what I'm talking
Oh.
about? Do you remember at
Yeah.
all?
Oh, you're talking about the House of the
Exo
Dead.
Primal. No,
You're
Exo
talking.
Primal.
Oh,
Exo Primal, the fuck
you're
yeah,
talking about
he's right. How
Exo
yeah,
Yeah.
Warriors.
fucking with dinosaurs,
So
zombie
so
dinosaurs.
Exo Primal we talked about, and I had mentioned, I had said that it looked like it was what Dino Crisis was supposed to be or should have
Mhm.
been. And it seems like when that trailer released, a lot of people from the Dino Crisis community were mad, and they were frustrated and confused and a lot of things. So there's an article that I have found on IGN, and they talked
Mhm.
about a Dino Crisis Reddit page, and people were saying, "What the fuck is Exoprimal? This looks like it used to be a Dino Crisis game, and it has turned into something else." And even
Mhm.
the developer has said, "Yeah, this is something that like we noticed and we probably should have rolled with it or something and do Dino Crisis or whatever, but they didn't. So it is what it is now. Because if you notice, if anybody looks at the trailer, one of the main characters in the Exoprimal trailer looks a lot like Regina, which is the main character in Dino Crisis. She's like a short hair redhead, and dinosaurs. So yeah, a lot of people were crazy about it, and I don't know if you guys even want to say anything about it, because I thought it was a funny article. Like, it's not something we should go deep into or something, but I thought it was hilarious that people were like pissed that people actually really want Dino Crisis.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
I can sum this whole up in one thing. This is how I'm feeling.
I can't see that.
So that's a certain enemy later on in the game that Randy's gonna know comes from the sky, falling like a meteor.
Oh, that's that Radon?
What?
Yeah.
I love Radon.
Yeah, Radon.
Oh no one cares about I'm not being in the mean way. I'm saying in the mean way. Nobody cares about Exo Warriors, because that's what it is. It's a Muso fucking dinosaur game. I don't care what you try to sugarcoat it with. That's a Muso fucking dinosaur game. Just,
and to be honest, I don't even care that much about Dino Crisis, but I would still like a Dino Crisis. I just wouldn't make that big of a stink about it and be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Can I say this? When people were saying that it was like uncalled for trolling and that it was tone deaf and stuff, they don't owe anyone shit. It doesn't have to be a fucking Dino Crisis game. Just because you want it so fucking bad doesn't mean dick. And even then, if it's a Dino Crisis game or not, you're still getting a fucking game with dinosaurs. And if you play it and you like it, did it need to be a Dino Crisis game?
yes.
Does it need to be a Dino Crisis game for you to fucking play it?
I think they're expecting it to play like the tanky Resident Evil style is what they want. I was just like, that's not even Resident Evil is like that anymore.
It could be a fucking option to put those controls, if anything, but it doesn't need to be fucking Dino Crisis. That's just entitled bitching.
What people want is the Resident Evil remake version of
Dino Crisis.
of Dino Crisis. That's what people want.
I want that too.
I mean, I think that would be fun. I think that'd be way more fun with this fucking game, because this game looks bad. I'm sorry. It's really bad. I don't know what they're planning on doing or what, but
and the thing is that part of this article, again, this is all speculation, but part of this article, it does mention that maybe they're making this Exoprimal game in order to test the waters as to see how people react to this whole fighting dinosaurs type thing, to see if in the future they'll do a Dino Crisis game, which I think is stupid too. I'm like, no, you either do a Dino Crisis game or you don't, because you clearly do have fans. You would not troll, quote unquote, troll or tease people with some weird game like this and not do Dino Crisis instead. So just like Randy said, they don't owe you anything. If they wanted to make a Dino Crisis, they can, and I'm sure they will at some point in time, but they just wanted to make a fucking action dinosaur game. That's all it is.
Yeah. Just for my for my just for personal preference, for personal knowledge, who made Dino Crisis?
Capcom.
Okay, it makes sense.
That's Exoprimal did Capcom did Exoprimal, yeah.
No, I figured, because it was either going to be a Muso game, or it was going to be like a fucking, what is it? Monster Hunter. Dinosaur hunting game.
Oh, okay.
It was one or the other. I was like,
yeah,
it's gonna be shitty either way. It's a ripoff of a game they already had, or it's a ripoff of something that's already out. But
I mean,
I'm not gonna completely shit on it. I will give it maybe 30 minutes.
Why would you even buy it? Like, I wouldn't even put the money down for that.
I'm gonna wait for it to drop to like $5, and then I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, by then everyone
Borderlands 3 and go on sale for like 80% off.
Yeah. By then, like, everybody's already going to give their impressions, and you're probably not going to be interested anyways. Speaking of which, like, as an example, Danny, did you ever get to play that hack and slash MMO that people were making a big deal about recently?
Like Desert?
Oh. No, it's a console MMO. Maybe it's not an MMO. It's supposed to be like shit, man.
Can I mention something and make you forget what you're
Danny,
thinking about?
you pre-ordered the game. The game came out a couple days ago, if not a week ago. What? Babylon Falls.
Have I played
Babylon's Falls? I've been hearing nothing but bad things about it.
Me too. And they're on a roll. Capcom's on a roll right now for fucking games.
Yeah, yeah.
I was watching
God's
game.
Godfall. That's what I was
Godfall.
thinking of. Is that it's another Godfall. It's a lot of people are making
That
it a
was
big
Square
deal.
Enix too, right?
It's a
Yeah,
Square game and it's Platinum Games. Honestly,
yeah.
Square kind of misses a lot if it's not like
It's not
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy.
or Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts. Take my
Or
shot.
Danny said that he was playing a little bit of Stranger's Paradise.
How is
Yeah.
it?
Okay, Strangers of Paradise would be a good game if I didn't play Elden Ring. Okay,
How
not only
messed
No, and
up
see,
is that?
that's the thing.
but no,
Elden
hold on.
Ring has like washed
Yeah.
everything out.
Yo,
Yes.
yo, yo,
I would never be able to make any other Dark Souls game the way in the pattern that they have been.
yo. But can we
Because
talk
Elden Ring
about
is fucking destroyed all that stuff. But the Parasite, the
Strangers in
Strangers in
Paradise?
Paradise, I played for about an hour yesterday on that, and it's fun and what it is.
Uh-huh.
It drops, but the thing that it drops the ball on so fucking much is
Is the
the
chaos.
voice
It's
acting. Yes,
chaos.
and that's part of it.
Yeah.
The voice acting is so fucking bad, and the actors are good. It's just the way they cut it together. It
So the
sounds really
editing
bad
makes you
because
piss.
it has to be the editing because the main guy who
Mm.
does the voice is you've heard him before. He remember he's the priest from that show we used to like, Danny Carnival.
I mean, that.
He's the priest. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause you know he does tons of voices,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's that's the main guy, right? We know he's a great voice actor.
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor. He was on Dexter
Mm-hmm.
recently.
Right.
He's a great actor. He's a great voice actor, especially, and he's done tons of. He's in the Final Fantasy. He's the one Seven remake. He's one of the
Ah.
main general bad guys. So the fact that they had him in this and he's so fucking horrible and it's just can't even like piece together his voice. It's like, yeah, this is bad. And he again, it's just they keep talking about chaos without having any context towards it, and it just starts off right away. They have more story now, so it's
Mm,
not just the demo that we played where it's just action on. They have an actual story, but the story feels like it's thrown together
Mm-hmm.
almost. Like they had a full game and they took out the big portions of the part that you would love, like what we love in Elden Ring is roaming around the world, right? That's what we really like about this game. The fact that you can just roam around and then go into a dungeon. That's what they're missing. If they had that, the game would be not as good because it can't. It's still not compared because the fucking voice is still bad. But it would be
mhm,
a great game. Right now, like to me, this like it's like a 6 or a 7. Right? If they had an
Mm.
actual world you could roam around, it could be like an 8, a 7 or 8.
mm.
But it's a
Could
fun
have.
game to play
Eden.
around with, and it's if you're a Final Fantasy fan,
Yeah.
honestly, play it because it has all the it's a lot of homage towards the game, especially if you're a Final Fantasy One fan. Anybody who's a Final Fantasy One fan and knows the story of it, it's a great game because it's literally an origin story to Part One. That's what
So,
it is.
Kevin,
Can
you
I
wanted to say something?
can I just mention something? You know the same voice actor that voices Jack, which is the main character. He also voiced Count Dracula in Robot Chicken. I just looked it up. And I don't know why that was so fucking stupid to me. Because I remember the episode, but yeah,
Mm.
that seems like it. And there's another thing. Can we talk about Dying Light 2? Has anybody played it?
No, but I was never a fan of the first Dying Light.
Me neither.
I
I don't.
never played the first one.
I know the
I
parkour thing is the biggest selling point, and it was never my thing.
I
But
played
it had tons of day one bugs as well, right?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
So
yeah.
that's also part of why I think everybody kind of put it down and said, "I'll wait for it to be fixed."
Nah, the game was it was to me very different from the first one, and I didn't like it. So and I was an avid fan of the first part. I just
Hmm.
didn't finish the DLC because I
You
don't
know,
finish DLC for most games.
another thing that I kind of gave up on, which is another reason why I didn't try the game, or I couldn't get into the first, is I kind of got tired of open world first person shooter games. Like
Yeah.
Far Cry and stuff
Yeah,
like that, and
yeah.
climbing towers so you could see more of the map and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I got really tired of that, so I
Mm-hmm.
was ready to move on to something else.
It's like, let me try something different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
that's
but
it.
it wasn't it. To be
yeah.
honest with you, there was a mechanic that didn't make sense to me, and it was climbing climbing ladders doesn't make sense to me in that game because they can literally be a wall that just has things that you can climb up, and that requires stamina. And it's like you're not even using stamina to climb up there. You know what I mean? But that requires so much fucking stamina. And then when you climb a ladder, this man is just like, there's no stamina.
I get
and you can
tired.
climb fast.
I get tired climbing ladders. What the fuck?
Bro, but it's a different if it's like a ladder and you don't use stamina.
I'm also out of
then-
shape.
I don't like heights. I don't know if that's
Well, you don't like a lot of things, so it makes sense.
very true.
Randy, your final thought at all before we move on?
Rocco's
What were we going on again?
Dino Crisis.
Oh,
Oh,
I
right.
forgot what
How the
final-
fuck did we get
Yeah.
over here?
Yeah,
Because I was
forgot
like, wait a minute, we're
Capcom was
talking
there.
about thing. No, I already said my piece. The fucking Capcom doesn't know anyone dick. Like,
Yeah.
fuck those people that are bitching. If the game comes out and it's good, and I bet you even if it's fucking like 10 out of 10, the game sucks you off for playing it, they'll still be like, oh, but it's not a Dino Crisis game, so it's not good. Fuck off.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing: even if it's not good, it has an excuse to go. Well, if it was Dino Crisis, I bet you'd be good. This is why we need it. So it's like a
Yeah.
win-win, I think, for these.
Like I said, they're gonna make a Dino Crisis regardless.
No, I hope what they do is that they make a fucking Dino
Should
Crisis
all the
Fortnite or
fuss.
some shit.
Dino Crisis
Can-
what?
Like a
Make
Dino
it
Crisis
Fortnite.
Fortnite, like a battle royale. Just to spite these fucking
Just to
idiots.
fuck with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that'll be real trolling.
Capcom presents
All right.
Marvel Comics.
So-
Consistent dinosaurs.
So the last bit of news that we'll touch on before we move on to the main topic. Today, Thursday, the 17th March, they had
Mhm.
showed another Sony State of Play, and I hear my echo. Oh no, I did. All right, never mind. They showed another State of Play for Hogwarts Legacy. So Hogwarts Legacy is this big MMO that they're
Mhm.
working on, and I got to see some footage before we aired the show. Before we're airing the show right now, and I know you guys didn't see it, so I'm going to give you my impressions on it. I don't know if you guys want to watch a little bit of it as I'm talking about it here. You're honestly not missing that much. The game looks beautiful. It looks really, really good. The graphics are really nice. I'm still very confused on how you play the game because the whole thing, there's no UI. There was nothing to see on the screen aside from the actual graphics and the combat and stuff. So I don't know if maybe I missed this part or maybe they just failed to mention this, but there is no UI, so I don't know what the game mechanics are. I don't know how, like, the flicking of the wand and how they're fighting with the
beam.
magic. Them fighting with the magic, it looks great. Like, it looks really like legit straight out of the movie. There's a lot of like cool maneuvers. There's a lot of cool different spells and things like that. It's not just making people levitate and shit. Like, there's actually some legit like attack spells and stuff. There's defensive spells and things like that. There's like spells that pull the enemy towards you or push you back, or shield spells, and a lot of good things. But I don't know what the mechanics are. So all they showed was just graphics. Aside from that, they mentioned in the trailer that there is crafting in the game, so you can craft like different magic, upgrade your magic. You can craft your gear, so you can make new weapons and new armor, whatever it is. You are just a student, but I guess you crafting and stuff. You can find all these different. It is open world. You can kind of find these different dungeons and stuff throughout the school. You can fly on your broomstick, of course. So you are flying on your broomstick. There's a main hub that they showed where you kind of do all like your crafting and your upgrades and making your new abilities and stuff. And they do have classes. The classes, they kind of they didn't really get into detail with that, but they had like classes like I guess it's like a herbologist or something, so you could like make different herb potions and like you can make plant monsters attack people.
Why is her body
Um,
always high?
Yeah, and then there was a like a beast master type of class where you could like tame beasts, kind of like Pokemon style, and you can take beasts with you into combat and stuff too.
So you can beat people with monsters.
With
Gotcha.
monsters. So I don't know how big or grand they're making monsters, because they showed like little ass creatures and stuff like that. But they made that point anyways, that you can like have creatures fight by your side as well. So all in all, like, I like the way it looked. I think I still need more to kind of understand how the combat worked. To see if I actually like or if I'm going to like how the combat works to actually warrant a purchase of this game. But I liked what I saw so far. Is anybody watching it right now?
No,
No,
Okay.
I'm still like a
not
monster.
at all.
The-
We
is-
got two
and-
people playing Elden Ring.
because
who's playing,
mind you,
DBZ.
mind you, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. Like I've seen the movies, but I'm not like obsessed. I've never read the books. I'm not like crazy about it, but like this is something that I would get. Would you guys get the game? Would you guys get the
Yeah,
game?
I like the world of Harry Potter. I'm not
I'd
a
go down to
huge Harry
Blockbuster
Potter
and rent
nerd,
it.
Not gonna
but
fly.
this game
I
was
just
a red
watched the movie.
Gamefly.
Okay, Gamefly still exists.
Yes,
It
it
does.
does.
It's
Gamefly's still
still
around.
games for just if you want. We don't condone stealing, but could.
Yeah. So
I might just go to Blockbuster.
you
Just
so you
rent
would
them.
play the game?
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can make spells and it could like I want to know how vast the creation system is. Like the spell system is. Like if it's like not trying to make it like
It's
seem
not like it doesn't seem like there was like a charging meter or anything like that, like you would see in like a Final Fantasy Online
Mhm.
or
So
or Elden Ring.
I would wonder if it's like just throwing a number out there like 1,000 spells that you can learn
Yeah.
before like they add an expansion or something like that.
Mhm.
And I would like to see that, like how they expand and like the spells and the various spells and how it looks, because I like throwing my money into dumb games. I throw my money into a lot of dumb games.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you bought how many Senran Kaguyas again?
bro, there's another one coming out. Don't talk
I
about it.
know,
We don't
no, I
talk
know.
about
You,
it.
you mentioned that. Fucking every single iteration of it.
I love the game.
Senran
And
Kaguya, Third Strike, Double
oh,
Penetration, fucking.
Rectum edition, and it's literally wreck them.
Oh, that's clever. Rectum Edition, nice,
Rectum. That's
nice.
something that they would name their next Ratchet and Clank title.
Exactly.
Like up your arsenal, going
Yeah.
commando.
Going
Going
commando.
commando.
No, I don't think that they would because they're very. With the whole retcon of it, they like kind of toned down on those kinds of jokes. No,
No, what was the last one called?
ripped apart.
Yeah.
That's just ripped apart. No, because the other ones were like innuendo.
Come on.
No, honestly, a fractured. What was it? Fractured but whole is better.
But that was
Fucking
already
from South
taken.
Park.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. I'll give it a gander. Try that out. If I could just hear, because I don't know any spells from fucking Harry Potter. So
Mhm.
the only
I
thing I'm gonna
hope
say is
the
Wingardium
tutorial
Leviosa. Yeah, what's up?
is you swishing and flicking.
That would be fucking hilarious. Imagine you have to buy a wand peripheral and it has a
Swish.
microphone and you have to say the spells.
As long as it has a little glowing orb on the front, yes. Like the PlayStation Move.
Yeah. I think Kevin froze.
Uh-oh.
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 Unless he's just stuck there like that and it's just giddy,
Uh-oh.
this giddy
Yeah.
face.
There he is.
There he is.
You get really giddy this now.
Nah, because I saw that I froze.
How do you like my idea?
I didn't hear anything you
Oh,
fucking said.
I was saying, imagine that that you have to buy a wand peripheral and it has a microphone, so you have to say the spells in order for it to work.
That would be amazing. But what happens, right? If they have a spell that makes up your ass,
What?
What?
like it's just,
What?
the spell gets so stupid that it's just like a spell that like you have to put it by
Kevin,
your back. Yeah, I'm
you're
sorry.
not gonna be a developer.
I'm gonna be terrible. All my ideas are getting shot down instantaneously.
Kevin's
But,
gonna be in a meeting board and he's just gonna be like, "What if we can
gotta
stick it up your ass?"
What if you can shove the spell up your ass and then it's called anus rectumus?
Anus rectumus. Wow.
That's awful.
Real original.
Oh,
Yeah, I
boy.
know. It's
Okay.
just double anus. But go ahead.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I like
Double
the
anus.
idea, or if I wonder how they're gonna start the origin story of like your character, because you're not gonna be like directly Harry, right?
No, this was I think it was hundreds of years before Harry
Before.
Potter.
Oh,
Yeah.
so what if like you have to make your own like?
You do make your own
not,
character. There's a character.
No,
creator.
not the character. Your wand, like in your
I
wand
wouldn't be
determines
surprised. I
what
wouldn't be
kind of
surprised.
abilities you'll use. That sounds interesting.
Well,
I'll
I don't think so, because I mean a big thing about the Harry Potter world is everybody's wand is very unique to their own personalities and stuff,
Yeah, like penises.
like penises, sure. So
One size
so I'm
fits.
sure you could choose a class, but then you can also choose a wand or customize your wand however you want. That's
Oh,
what
I
I'm
mean,
so
assuming.
that'd be. Well, you're just picking a fucking branch off of a tree, but okay.
That's not true. That's not true. There's come on, like you guys should know
No,
this,
yeah,
and
I, I
I'm
I
not
know
even a
this. I know
fan.
that, of course.
Like
I'm just saying,
there
it's
are
like
literal
how in
wand
depth,
stores
how,
that do the creation for you, and then the wands pick the master. The wands pick the
but
It's
creator.
how in
really,
depth can you
it's
go
really.
on a twig though?
You can go to the Universal Studio, and it's actually a really cute little whole thing they do just like
Mhm,
that. If you spend like 100 bucks, I think it is, and
mhm.
Jesus.
then like it picks it, the wand picks you type of thing. You get a whole special wand and everything. Kind of want my kids to be old
I
enough
would
to.
do that. I would do it.
I kind of
Oh
want them to
yeah.
get into it. I wouldn't do it for me,
I
but
want
I
to.
would
No, I'll
definitely do it
do
for my
it.
kids.
I'm that nerdy to just want one because just I want just to have one. Like I bought my wife Hermione's wand, not Voldemort's, Dumbledore's wand, and who's the redhead kid? Um,
Ron,
Ron. So
Ron Weasley.
I bought all those
you
three
prick.
wands. I bought all three of those wands for her, and I have Voldemort's wand, and I like have it hung up on my wall. So, and I'm not that huge of a fan. Like I just think it's cool. So I would get one for me if I went to Universal Studios. Same way that I would get a lightsaber, a custom lightsaber. And
Oh yeah,
I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan.
I would get it because I
Well,
I
like.
would get the
Oh,
custom.
yeah,
I
Star
would.
Wars is kind
That's
of
too.
better
It's,
than Harry
yeah,
Potter.
I would
IMO.
definitely have that on my. I would definitely have that on
I
my
am.
office. My
See,
wife wouldn't let it
you
in the
can
house, but
go
it never
more
in
in
the office.
depth with the fucking lightsaber than you can go on a piece of fucking bark. Like,
That's not
Sure.
true either. Because
Thankfully, fucking stick either
I
way.
think well, obviously the Harry Potter heads will correct me if they heard me, but um
I
Voldemort's
feel like we could
wand
start a war with this.
Voldemort's wand, I think it's like dragon bone. It's not just a stick. Like they come from different things. They're not all just wood.
All right, well then I'll make one of dragon glass. Let's fucking
Yeah.
get Game of Thrones up in
It's
here. Why
Game of
not?
Thrones style. Yeah.
Let's cross all three streams.
They're all like I said, they're all unique. So it's not just you're grabbing a branch and then you fucking whittle it to the shape of a dildo. Because I know you would do that, Randy.
No, I wouldn't. I would make it. What would I make it as?
Flashlight.
The flashlight
um,
wizard.
no, I feel like I would try to make it like the least dangerous that I can to avoid poking myself with it by
You
mistake.
make
You
it
know what I mean?
as dull
When you
as
put it in your
possible.
pocket,
Yeah,
I don't want to stab myself in my pocket.
yeah.
So
Oh man.
Because it's like imagine you have it in your back pocket. You sit down, now you pierce your butt cheek. Like, especially
Awful.
if it's dragon glass. Fucking.
Kevin's wand will look like Sailor Moon's wand.
Nah,
Just because of the
Really?
shirt.
I'm just gonna get enough material to make it a hand. It's gonna be like I'm Thanos snapping when I cast the spell.
You'll have a
The
gauntlet
wand
metal
is gonna
wand.
snap.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have it like that. It moves enough that I can like cast a spell
Oh
while
man.
snapping. It's gonna be terrible. It's like why is he making this? Why is he making his wand so complicated? Because I can. I enjoy this.
Danny's wand would just look like a white claw.
white color, my white gloss.
Unopened white claw.
An
Oh my
unopened white
god.
claw.
You okay, mama?
Yeah. All right. So that's it with that. That was some quick news. Yeah. Check out the trailer for it. I think it looks cool. They still got a long way to go to really get people hyped up. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
but I know the Harry Potter heads they'll jump on that on first chance.
Hell
they
yeah.
get.
It's good.
So last
Go
but
ahead,
not
Momo.
least, our last final topic, we are going to talk about what was the longest time you've played a video game nonstop. For me, I'll start first because I don't know if there's much of a story to it, but me and Danny, we've talked before about like we always used to go to each other's house and play video games. Sometimes he had some games that I didn't, and vice versa. So we'll like we swap out the games, or sometimes we just come over each other's house. And I remember we played Metal Gear 4. So we got Metal Gear 4, and I waited. This is the one and only game that I've ever waited in line for at GameStop overnight. Not literally overnight, but in the middle of the night because they had a midnight release. So I got the game. I played the game from 12. Well, I guess I would say I got home like at 1 a.m. I played the game from 1 a.m. all the way through until Danny came over like in the afternoon. And then after he left, I was still playing the game. So I played the game for about 14 to 16 hours straight.
Nice.
And I pretty much beat the game, what, in like 2 days, Danny? Something like that? Because I remember like
Something like that, yeah.
I told you
I
pretty
remember
much
just
that.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the ending with you.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So Metal Gear Solid 4 was my thing. Like I was excited about it mostly because, it was supposed to be the final game. It
Mhm.
was supposed to have closure for everything, and it was a fucking amazing game to go through because of the story and and the closure that we would have for Solid Snake and everything. And it literally had like an hour or an hour and a half ending.
Cutscene.
No, not just like random cutscene. I'm talking about the fucking
The
ending.
Ending, yeah.
Yeah, so
was
the
cool.
ending, and mind you, remember, I'm running on 14 to 16 hours on fumes, exhausted. So now I have to go through an hour and a half of a movie because I finished the game.
No, that is a whole movie.
Yeah. So I'm watching this like with red eyes, and I'm just like exhausted, but I'm just having a good time, and it was just like, oh, it's over. It's
Telling
finally
yourself
over.
you're having a good time.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling myself, right? So yeah, that's my story. So, and I loved it. I don't regret it at all. I guess it was more of a also a benefit for me because me and Danny, all we had to worry about was work. Like all we did was
Blockbuster?
work. Yeah, all we did was
Yeah.
were we at Blockbuster at the time? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all we
Metal
had to
Gear
do, all we had to worry about was work and then go home because we were still living with our parents at the time. So it's like we didn't have to worry about too many bills. We just worked and went home and played more video games. So life was so much fucking easier back then.
I was 11.
With Metal Gear 4? What
Yes.
are you talking about? Or for your game?
No, Metal Gear 4.
Oh, okay.
Wait, when is Metal Gear 4?
You guys were like 40.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 40. Live it with my mom still, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you guys? You got any stories?
I'm gonna take my shot from earlier right now because I'm gonna have to take it again when I tell my story. To be quite honest.
Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, I have a story too. It's about the same
Right.
game.
Which one?
I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 in 24 hours.
24 hours, Jesus.
Yeah.
You skipped every single cutscene, then you fucking
Yep.
psychopath.
Yep, I beat Kingdom Hearts in 24 hours.
This was the first run? Like you've
This
never
is the
played
first-
the game
I've
before?
never-
You
I've never
skipped
played
the
the game.
cutscene on the first time?
on the first time. I've never after when I first played Kingdom Hearts 1, I played like I would say a bit of it, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 I was like,
You
yo,
didn't care for the story?
I didn't have a memory card.
Oh.
So it
Wow,
was against the clock.
that was desperation.
That's why I didn't know you
skipped
could.
cutscenes, and you probably skipped fucking Atlantica too because it's not
It's
that's
not
not critical
mandatory.
path per se.
It's not. But you have to go to the world at least once just to.
Yeah, just for the beginning part, and then you don't have to
Yeah.
go ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, I beat Kingdom Hearts in 24 hours, maybe like 20, 25. I didn't sleep because that's when my insomnia was at its worst. So like I was like, fuck it, let me just play Kingdom Hearts. So what I did was I played for 18 hours, took like an hour break. Maybe it was like 23, 22 hours because then I got to the what the fuck is it? Xehanort fight? And I was like, man.
You don't fight Xehanort in that one.
No, I'm talking about the last guy. I don't
The
remember
dude
his
with the name that
Xemnas.
has the letter X in
Xemnas.
it?
Yeah, it's all of them. They have
That's a
fucking
lot of them.
Xemnuts.
Technically, Organization 13 has 14 members.
Take 3 shots.
when it
Anyways,
starts off.
Take 6 shots.
so when I fought him and I like did the whole mashing thing that you did, and I thought it was like it matters. It does not fucking matter how fast you do it. I did that.
Don't tell me that because I still like to believe that it does.
It does not do anything. If you tap it like 1 2 1
I
2
know.
1 2,
It's,
you're fine.
yeah, I
You're
know.
fine.
I know.
And then when I got the credits and everything, I just looked at it and I was just like, I beat the game.
Oh god.
I never played it again for like 8 9 years later, and I was like, man, I love Kingdom Hearts too.
Wow.
You know about guarding? Guarding is
I guess
fun.
we'll talk more about Kingdom Hearts now, because Randy, I'm assuming yours is the same.
Yeah, I did Kingdom Hearts 1. Kevin was with me for this one
Mm.
because I started at.
when you were little boneless bones in Ragnarok.
Oh no 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 no!
Yeah, this
This
is
was
a
over
couple months ago.
quarantine.
Oh.
This is a couple months ago.
This was during quarantine. Fucking
Ah.
I was playing from what, like 9, 8, I think, at night,
Man, scrap, bro.
and I just kept on going, and I decided to fight Phantom. I was really under leveled to fight him. You know, the ghost at the clock tower.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Oh, and the one you kept dying at. Fucking
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
yeah, because he's a
yeah, yeah.
fucking cunt. And I refused to go level up some more. I was like, no, I could do this. So I did most of like the story, and then I go to fight him, and I think it took me like 5 hours in of itself to beat him, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. More or
But
less.
by the time that I had finished, it was already like 8 something.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like almost like 12 fucking hours basically
Hold
that I
on.
did in that one sitting, and most of it was just one fucking boss fight.
I was honestly expecting one of us to go like 24 hours or some crazy shit like that. But I mean, 12 hours I feel is still okay. Like I still feel like that's kind of
Well,
a
can we do
typical
breaks in
hardcore
between?
game.
Can we do breaks in between? Because I over quarantine I did do that where I played from morning up until a certain point, fell asleep for like 2 hours, got up and then
No,
played
no,
more.
that's
No,
that's
yeah,
that's a long break. I'm
yeah.
talking about like pee breaks or like a quick snack break or something. Maybe that counts, but
Uh,
like you sleep in 2 hours, nah, you stop the game.
mm,
That's the way I see it.
I haven't
Man,
done
man's
that.
just like, yo, if you're not playing consistently, if you're not shitting your pants, you're not playing the game right. Nah.
Did you wear a diaper?
Did
No.
you wait, baby?
Did you borrow your nephew's diapers?
Nah, I feel like 24 hours gaming is not hard because I did that with Borderlands when I first started playing it.
Hmm.
I stood from ooh,
8.
8 in the morning, no, 10 in the morning to like 10 the next day because I was playing Borderlands all day. And this is when it was me, Jay, and Randy playing Borderlands, and I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
all
we're all
right, I
playing.
Oh
see,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then there was
Fucking
days that you would
he
be
just
like,
kept
yo,
on
Kevin,
playing.
it just kept playing for hours, and I was like, I
I
need
was like,
sleep.
"Oh, what are you doing?
So
Like, you
you
want to play
did
later?"
play
He's like, "No,
something
I'm playing
longer.
right now."
Yeah, I've played games longer for more hours. I did that with Persona. Persona I played for like 48 hours straight, and I
Oh my
almost died.
god.
Like, yeah, sometimes the grind is worth it. It's never worth it.
It's
'Cause
never worth it.
it's
I
never worth
I
it.
always consider trying. Oh fuck, I'm gonna do this now. I always
Destiny.
I always
Nice, nice.
I always consider doing this with Destiny. Like I always have been like,
Take a shot.
the the world resets every Tuesday. So Tuesdays are like my main days for me to jump on the game and
Mhm,
and grind as much as I can, so that way I don't have to
mhm,
worry about playing it for the rest of the weekend. I'm already all caught up.
mhm.
Uh, so yeah, there'd be times where I'd be like, I'll jump on a Tuesday and be like, yo, I'm gonna do this shit until like Wednesday morning and get all the raids done, all the strikes done, all the dungeons done. I'm just gonna get all my bounties done. Everything's gonna get done in one day. But it never really turned out that way because I'm already too old for that shit, and I end up with like a fucking migraine.
Oh man, isn't that the best? When you feel like you're dying for no reason. Gaming
Yeah,
does that.
What, you're saying
yeah.
that it's not healthy to do that for long hours?
No, it's the best part.
No.
The
Did
best
we
part of
ever?
the day.
Didn't we ever talk about that in the health potion episode?
Eat for too long. Nah, if you don't die, you're not weak. That's what it is, right?
Well, it doesn't kill you.
It makes you insane. That's how I take it.
Yeah, Danny. What about you? Did you say anything?
Um, I don't really, I can't really remember me doing anything like crazy. Maybe 12 hours or maybe more.
Maybe like Final Fantasy VII, like when it first came out, or
Final Fantasy 7 first came out, I did like I know for a fact I did 18 hours straight.
woo.
Um, it was
Jesus.
like
Oh, Jesus,
I don't know, half
indeed.
the time in the
Oh
morning,
shit.
and I took off that day, and
Mhm.
yeah, I know it was like almost 18 hours. Remember, you were like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "I have 18 hours into this game. I don't know where the fuck I'm at."
Oh, there's so much going on.
Kevin.
Sorry.
But I might have done WoW at the same time. I was also big on doing those for long periods of time. Um, I just don't know how. Like, I can't give you an exact time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. It's funny because you got so far ahead of me. I remember You got so far ahead of me in Final Fantasy VII, but I was the one that ended up beating it. I think it was just because I have the Game Shark before you. I think we were using Game Shark codes.
Oh,
Well, I
you
wasn't
bet.
talking about Final Fantasy. I was talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, the remake.
Oh,
18
Yeah,
hours for the remake?
yeah,
yeah.
because
Oh, I think you're talking about the original.
no, because me and you beat the fucking me and you played Final Fantasy VII OG together.
So it was
I mean,
together, the both of us.
So
yeah,
you
Okay.
guys
that
beat
was
up at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
hell
Somebody,
yeah.
somebody finished first.
That was the Game Shark code.
That was the Game Shark code. That's good.
So yeah, we did beat it together. But
And
so
we
you
we
did
beat
18
that
hours in remake.
and remake because I was older and I was fucking.
Yeah,
I'm taking a day off.
you flew in that story. Like I was still in like the first few hours of that game, and you were halfway done.
Yeah, and the game was about 40 hours, and I really was about halfway done with that. And I remember that. I
I
remember, and you asked where you're at. I'm like,
actually weren't you like damn near close to 100% in the game by the time I was about to just finish the game?
yeah, yeah,
Something like that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing for Elden Ring for some reason. I'm a few
I
ashes away to un platinum this game.
Yeah, I don't care to platinum Elden Ring, but honestly, you know what? To be quite honest with Elden Ring, I don't think I would still be playing the game if it wasn't for you guys. Because again,
You're
Aw.
so
again,
sweet.
because again, I still see it. I still see it as a Dark Souls game. It's just open world, like that argument that we had before. And I still agree that there are some new nuances, some new things into the game that makes it more unique, that
Mhm.
do make it more fun. But I found myself now with the heartfelt guardian. So but I find myself now when I'm playing the game by myself, I'm not having fun. It's more like I'm just grinding
Mm,
and then I'm waiting to play with one of you guys because now we can finally like just move on to fight a boss and kind of move on with the story or what or just help Kevin because
mhm,
Kevin's still catching up. Randy just started, so now we're gonna help Randy catch up a bit. So it's like I'm having more fun because of the co-op part of everything.
mhm,
So I don't think I'd be playing this game as much as I did if it wasn't for co-op.
Yeah, the co-op
mm,
makes it really fun, but
Hmm.
I have a lot of goals. Well, I had goals, sorry. I had made a lot of goals to make the game a little more interesting for myself.
Hmm.
Like
mm,
at first I wanted to get, you know, I wanted to get all the bells to make sure I can level up any weapon I want. Then I wanted to get every single weapon, every single incantation, and after I did that, I was like I kept having. And there's certain quest lines. There's three main big quest lines. Like, I really had
mhm,
to finish these three main quest lines. Once I do that, I felt I'll be good. And because I did that, I ended up just getting everything
Hmm.
together in one shot. I'm totally gonna platinum the game because it's part of the it's easy to the achievements,
mm,
but I haven't done everything. There are
mm,
still dungeons that I haven't gone into. They're
mm.
smaller and I probably don't even care, but I
Oh,
know for a fact I've seen a few dungeons. So you can kind of get platinum game without doing everything.
yeah.
It's
I
not
can't
big,
imagine
that's
what an expansion is gonna be like.
which I find to be interesting because I think it'll probably be set in that Noctown world if you think about it, because it's so much of that map that's not uncovered.
Mhm,
Yeah. That's a good point.
The underground
The
worlds, and
underground stuff.
I think they purposely did that so they could expand all they want, or if
mhm,
they wanted to add another section, they just could. This
Hmm.
map is huge, and there's so much space still that there's. I feel like they're like, look, there's all this space and all this stuff, and I've seen like footage of like people talking about the directors, sorry, the networking test, how it
mhm,
looked. Some of the backgrounds look a little bit different,
mhm,
and since it's on a PC, they're able to
Oh, so
get
they
it
got some
all
assets for possible future stuff.
exactly to fly
Ah,
into the world, and it's like giant. There's like big statues and giants or parts of Linda, uh, the
Lemuria or
Limnos,
some shit like
or
that. Yeah,
whatever, Limgrave, part of
Limgrave.
Limgrave
Yeah.
that wasn't there. That's not you can't act. If you go to the actual area, it's not what it looks like in the real game, type of
mhm,
thing. But they did render it. He's all this shit and stuff like that. So they're gonna have all types of stuff. And they came out with the first patch. It was very impressive. Came out with the first patch right away. It added more. I think it added more bugs, but
Are you upset with anything that they had nerfed?
no,
Because a lot of people are
everything.
upset with the nerfs.
No, everything that they nerfed was understandable. The
Yeah,
Night and
I
Sword,
agree.
the Night of Sword and Flame is way too powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get a weapon and you can one shot every enemy with this weapon, it's too powerful.
Yeah.
And even with a weak build, you can one shot most things.
Kevin,
Mhm.
you upset with it? 'Cause I think you were using it for a while, right?
Nah, I never used the sword because
Oh,
the sword I was using is the moon veil, and that's the
oh,
sword
okay.
I've been
That's
using. Like, because the thing is that sword requires too much it requires too much intelligence. I mean, what is it?
faith.
Arcane. It's
Mhm.
Faith.
arcane and no, it's faith. Oh yeah, faith and
It's
arcane.
faith.
I
It's
mean,
faith.
it's
Yeah.
faith. Yeah, and I'm not a religious man, so that's
Do some
like
respecking, man. Do some
uh,
respecking to adjust your
fuck, fuck.
stuff.
No, because my thing is I like the moon veil because I still like the close quarter combat. Like fighting
Well, but that's
close.
what I'm saying. Like, cause with me, my fucking stats were everywhere
Hmm.
until I unlocked a couple of those larvae things, so I could do some more
Hmm.
respecking. And at the moment I had that opportunity, I ended up grinding so I can obviously level up more. Then I respect to make my arcane high. My faith was in the middle. I'm not gonna say high, and then everything else
Hmm.
was endurance and vitality because I made my blood samurai build, and so I did my double katanas and I put the bleed effect on both of them, or and the
Seppuku.
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 I put it on both of them, so I stab on both and they both have more bleed. And then on top of that, I have a health the health thing. So whenever I kill anything, it heals me,
Hmm.
and it's just so much shit to it. But the respecking thing helped out a lot to specifically make my build the way that I wanted.
But believe it or not, I'm pretty much just rocking with just strength because my strength is extremely high. My strength is 40. Let me check right now.
But is that
It's
is that what you want to focus on? Do you want to do
yeah,
you want to
strength.
do like
More more
just a all out strong dude?
No, because my thing is I like the using magic, but I use it the same way I play Soul. Because the thing with this game is that I played the same way I played Dark Souls. So Dark Souls 3, I was more so in the middle. I liked using magic so that I don't have to like go to the bonfire and get more arrows because I didn't like buying arrows. If it's a
Mhm.
free resource, I'll just use it. But the magic made me like it. Like you can have rot, you can have poison. I mean, you can have
Yeah,
rot, you can
battle.
have meat. Like it made me want to like be balanced. Like I
You
don't
want to
want
be
to
a
be
battle mage. You wanted a
yeah,
battle mage, so I
yeah,
wanted to use spells to pump up your stuff, but then
yeah, and
still
also
be in front of their face.
yeah,
Fucking
and I have bleed because I use the moon veil, and the moon veil has it's not high bleed, but I can still cause it. And then I have a projectile for it. I have um I have
But
my build.
because you're all over the place, you can't deal a specific large amount of damage. You're because you're all over the place is what I'm saying. Like
I
why
mean,
not?
he wrecked the dragon by himself, so you killed that dragon, right?
But based off what though is what I'm saying. Based
I'm
off
blood.
was
I'm
it
bleed.
on bleed?
It's bleed.
So why
It's bleed.
that's what I'm saying. So like why don't you focus on bleed like I am, or why don't you just focus on magic like Danny
Bec-
is?
so the thing is with bleed is that it does not work on everything, and
Well, I
that's the
agree.
issue.
It works. It works on every single boss because I haven't had
It
a
works
problem with it. But yeah,
on
it doesn't
every
work. It doesn't work
on
on
every,
some enemies.
and that's the issue that I was having. That it's like I like bleed, but I don't like it enough that I would like put my whole build on it. Like I like hitting hard. I love like just straight strength and doing that. But I also like the magic aspect of it. So I like hitting hard and using magic, like if I need a range attack or everything. So it's more so I like I like dipping
So
my toes in magic, but I also like hitting hard.
so why not the Sword of Night and Flame, or why not focus on the stats on the Moon Veil, or why not
No, that's what
focus on
that
what's the Blood Sword? The Blood Sword uses magic
river
as
blood.
well. River Blood
River,
is you could do
Real
that
blood
one
is great.
too. So like you can focus on that too, because technically you're still using magic when you used its alternative attack.
mm-hmm.
So it's I feel like you should just focus more on a specific thing rather than kind of do a general or like rounded build.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that, but it was just like I don't know. It's just like there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no focus on the character, so it's like you're kind of all over the place. And then if you run into an enemy or if you run into a boss, it just so happens it's easier to deal with it in this particular way. You can't really do it because you're too well rounded.
But that's the thing is that being too well rounded is something that could work against them as well because there's multiple bosses that I thought I was going to have difficulty with, and because the way my build is set up, It's fucking stupid. I
Honestly,
hate. Uh-huh.
honestly, here's the biggest thing.
Hmm.
You can beat this game. Speedrunners already prove it. You can beat this game with just one ash.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm.
Because the entire game is learn the fight. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? That's the basis of the game. Is learn the fight. As long as you learn the fight, you can beat
Mm-hmm.
any one of these bosses. You know when
Mm-hmm.
to dodge or how to block or however your defensive style is.
Mm-hmm.
You can have no defense and be all offense.
Yep.
The game lets you do that. So as
Mm-hmm.
long as you learn your style of play, you can beat this entire game with however you. And that's the beauty of the game. So you could technically go in there and be all around and be all over the place and it still be not that big of a deal because as long as you learn the fight and get good, it's
Yeah.
not going to be a problem.
Well, I'm not saying that Kevin can't
Granted,
can't do it. Like I have complete faith in Kevin and his skills to do it. I'm just saying that
saying
I find it easier when you're
the game
focused on
lets
it
you.
because like as soon as I focus on one specific build, the game got significantly easier for me.
Yeah,
But that's
the
the thing.
game, but the game lets you play however as you wish, and
Mhm.
and again, that might be for you, but some people go, "Oh fuck!" Every time I go up close, like for me, I can't play and up close. I tried. I have
Mhm.
another character. He's
But
up
you
close.
have a
Everything.
specific build. Like it's okay. I'm not saying
No, no,
you
no,
have
no,
to
no.
be up close.
I have another character.
Your preference is to be far away, and if that works for you, that's fine. But
That's
that's
what I'm
what your
saying.
focus is. Is your focus
Okay,
is all on
what I'm,
magic
what I'm,
and long range
I'm
attack.
saying is, I played the first one, my first character as a close range, had a good build that was doing decent damage, but I was still getting actually doing really good damage because
Mhm.
those face spells are super overpowered in this game.
Mhm.
The face spells are more overpowered than fucking sorceries. Just nobody talks about them because everybody always talks about
Yep.
the one hit fucking killer, but nobody talks about how the boss killer, the faith, every fucking face spell. Anyway, um, so I had, and I was doing good damage, and I beat Godfrey the first boss, no problem, easy. It's just I had a lot of trouble with just regular enemies.
Mhm.
Regular, every little fucking enemies will getting in on me and fucking whooping my ass, and I'm like, fuck
Mhm.
this, I can't do it anymore. And then I switched over to range, and then obviously once I switched over to range, the game became easier for me.
You wouldn't
Mhm.
believe the community. Like again, gaming communities in general can be so fucking toxic, but you wouldn't believe what the community is like with Elden Ring. Like
Mhm.
they would, if we were in a village, Danny, you
Mhm.
would be shunned and sent like away from the village because you use magic. Like people hates magic users because you all you do is stand back and mind you, I don't feel this way about it, but I just think it's hilarious that people feel this way about like how pathetic I guess you could say or how weak you are just because you stand back and use magic and shit. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. For me, it's my like it was like Dan said, like it's however you want to play the game, and
Yeah.
I like playing. I like being all over the fucking place. Like I might as well be. I can poison people. I can
Well,
fucking
and
I can make no. That's the thing. Is like I like the that I don't have to be all one thing. I can
I
be
mean,
whatever.
if
And
you're having fun with it, then fine. Like
yeah,
that, like there's, I'm
yeah,
not
no,
gonna argue with that. But like, I only felt that way because I thought, or I still think that you were having trouble with particular points into the game.
Like
So that was,
he's gotten to almost he's gotten to the fire giant place.
yeah.
but
And
I mean,
that's
it was
fine.
pretty
Like,
far in.
you want to know what the issue is? It's not that I have difficulty like with bosses or anything. It's that I got lost for 20 hours. That's what it was. I've just been lost for 20 hours.
yeah,
And once I figured out where I'm supposed to be going, I was just like, okay, cool. Then that was it. Like the bosses for me aren't difficult. Like they're some of them is just like I summon like an ally or like the ally that you're supposed to summon for that incident. I mean that situation, and I just summon them.
mm.
And that was something that I realized that it's like sometimes enemies are going to be hard. So if it's difficult for me, I'll just summon an ally, and then like I have somebody distracting them, and then that's it.
I'll
Because
summon an ally
like it,
regardless. Like I just,
yeah,
that's the first thing I do regardless.
yeah, I
Uh,
like and then uh-huh.
no, you're talking about the mimic thing or an
No,
actual
no, no,
app?
no, no.
Well,
Like
just one of the summons.
if I can't
No,
summon
no,
an
no.
like a like the mimic, I then I would just summon. I'll see if I can summon an ally,
Yeah, you're
but
talking about an
Yeah,
actual
yeah, yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah.
like an actual person. Or
Oh,
like
I'm
the
talking
NPC?
in general. Like I'm talking like just I'm talking summon. I'm talking like the NPCs. You're talking about the
Oh yeah,
NPCs pretty
yeah.
much. Like
The
yeah, yeah,
NPCs,
yeah.
the fucking the spirits, or
Yeah,
an actual person.
I'll
I summon
summon.
whoever.
I summon. I don't care whether I think a
Yeah.
boss is hard or not. I'll summon them just because I was like, I'll make this as easy as I possibly can, and then
Nah.
just move on. But
Th-
real quick, because we didn't hear from Randy. I wanted to ask Randy. Do you have a particular build that you're focusing on yet, or is it still too soon?
I'm just doing fucking an int based build. I'm using like constant glint magic and shit.
Mhm.
Mm.
So that's that. I ever since I got the what was it when Kevin helped me fight the Pumpkinhead by the ruins?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
waypoint road.
Yeah. Yeah, the little glintstone arc thing that shoots
Hmm.
like this fucking like a
Mhm.
wind scar
Mhm.
horizontally. That's busted as shit. Because you can hit
Mm.
multiple enemies at the same time. So I'm like, all right, cool. Fuck it. I keep doing that.
It's only the most cost efficient if you're doing multiple enemies. If you're doing one
Yeah.
enemy, don't use it. Use the glitch.
No.
Actually, the greater
Yeah, no shit. Fucking why
they
are you
just
gonna use the arc that
they
it's
just
meant
buffed
for like fucking multi like for mobs.
they just buffed the greater one, the greater glitstone, and it does so much damage and not as
Hmm.
much because before the problem with the greater glitstone and a little bit of the problem that I have with Magic Pool in this game is that most people have with Magic in this game. It was busted in the fact that the glitstone pebble, the
Mhm.
damage to mana ratio. So if I use 100 mana, I should be able to do X amount of damage, right?
Mhm.
Um, the glitstone pebble, which is the first spell that the astrologers get, is the most powerful spell with that ratio. I use 100 damage, I can do the most damage using the glitstone pebble. Everything else takes up way too much mana to not do the same amount of damage. If you use
Mm.
100 of another spell, you cast it twice, you don't do the same amount. And there were so many great spells, but they weren't valid. You had to like find, there was the rock
Viable.
thing. There was one or two other ones later on that did, but it was way later. So that was the biggest complaint. And in the beginning, you get that waypoint girl, and she unlocks all types of fucking spells, but none of them were useful on
Mhm.
bosses. Except
Nope.
use the fucking pebble.
Mhm.
So it was kind of interesting, and that's why they balanced them recently and made some of them less take less XP and do faster things like that. Like the greater one now, for its 100 mana ratio type of thing, is the better spell out of the glitstone now.
Hmm.
Is
So
it?
Mm.
yeah, now it is because it
Oh,
also has a longer range and it does more damage than the
oh,
regular, a
okay.
lot more damage, and it doesn't take as much as they lowered the XP by like half of what it was before. So
Mm.
again, the ratio of how much damage you do within like 100, you know,
I
Yeah.
see.
I
So
Because
seen.
I started with the prisoner, so I got the magic glint blade, and
yeah.
that shit's fucking OP as
I
hell.
I
Like
have
Kevin
I
saw the
fought it,
tracking
but
on
I never
that.
got it.
Mhm.
Attacking on it's really fucking strong. I
It's
seen it.
insane.
It's way different from the original fucking Pebble, whatever the fucking bullshit Pebble thing
Mhm.
was. Like I found that to be kind of interesting actually.
so so let's start to wrap this up because I honestly want to just go back on playing and we'll start streaming it as well.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Any final thoughts about? We talked about it all pretty much throughout the episode.
That's it.
Uh,
More Elden Ring.
I gave you guys your chance. Yeah, more Elden Ring, right? We're gonna go play. We're gonna go play some more Elden Ring. That's what we do. So join us with that if you guys don't want to stick around. I'll sign off the episode, and I'll start the stream again maybe in like 20 minutes or so, if you guys don't mind waiting. So aside from that, don't forget, guys, we have a website, gamerguardians.net. If you guys want to check out all the podcast episodes, we have all the links there, as well as links to my game reviews that I do for the Coalition. Mostly indie games and stuff like that. That's Coalition with a K, but I do some AAA stuff as well. And that's pretty much it. Kevin's been streaming. I know. You got to start streaming some Elden Ring as well. You should be doing that. So
Listen, it's funny. The first 2 times I streamed Elden Ring, I was like level 20. When they see me at like 107, they're gonna be like, I'll be like, I explain this. So boom, and then I'm gonna explain everything
you're breaking
in
up.
like um I was saying that I'm gonna stream when the first time I stream, I'm gonna like tell them the progression of how I got from level
Right.
20 to 105. I mean 107.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be like, "So why the fuck didn't you stream it, bro? I was having too much fun. Game's too good."
I mean, the same thing. Like, I think the last time I streamed with you guys, I was about a little over 100, maybe 120. Now I'm 147. So it's just
Yeah.
like, you don't have to stream the whole freaking thing. Just stream when you enjoy it, and then join in on the fun.
All right, so I have two things. So
Yep.
one, I'm gonna do my plug-in. So yes, I do TV slash
You're
boneless.
completely breaking up.
Totally cut off.
Oh, fucking slut! Goddamn microphone. I think it's there. There we go. It should be right there. So hey guys, I also stream bonus bones underscore TV at twitch.tv. You can go over there, and if I sound like I'm cutting out, violently shake my microphone. I'm shaking it. It's going out. It's going out.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Hold on.
Boneless Bones underscore TV. That's
TV.
where he twitches.
At twitch.tv.
Twitches.
and
That's where
I
he
fucking
twitches.
I hate this. So yeah, it's I stream there at stream there occasionally, like every like 3 months. When I remember. And I also have a YouTube at Bone. It's the same thing, just no underscore TV, Boneless Bones, and I'll love to see you guys over there. Later, guys.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
So, yeah, Kevin's our fighting guru. So if you guys are interested in any fighting games, especially Dragon Ball, he'll stream all that stuff as well.
Or fucking KOF.
Or KOF.
Rock just got
KOF came
Rock
out,
just
that's
got
right.
released. I'm about to play that shit
Yeah.
tomorrow. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah. So there's that, and then there's Danny and Rignarock there,
Rigner.
which we're still waiting for him to start streaming some shit, or
KOF.
at the very least, tell me when we're gonna do our Kingdom Hearts episode.
And you and
We'll figure that out.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we'll see you guys on the next stream for Elden Ring.
Jada. Bye.
Bye.